Hello students. Today we have come again with new chapter, that is Python fundamentals. This is chapter 7, same unit 1, class 11, computer science. Okay. In the previous chapter, getting started with Python, we have learned so many things. We have learned that what are the advantages and disadvantages of Python programming language, how Python programming language comes into existence, what is the evaluation, who is the developer, why the name of this Python software is that like this Python. Okay, some scary things. And then we have learned that what are the modes to write programs in computer, how to install Python programming software in our computer. Okay, we have learned so many things. Okay, this time we are going in depth in Python programming language, and here we will know the Python fundamentals, basic things of Python programming language. To write programs, the basic things we will learn here, and then further we will go in advanced mode, and then we will learn the whole Python language here. Okay, see, Python fundamentals. Computer actions are governed by IPO cycle. That is, there is a certain input, certain kind of processing, and an output. IPO means input, process, output. Anything in computer is done in this cycle in 3 steps, that is input, process, and output. First we have to give some input to the computer, then the computer process the input according to the instructions given, according to the program is given, and it gives us the output. This is the way of executing any type of actions, any type of program in computer. Okay, to transform some kind of input to certain output, you should have a program. Means there should be a program, the software program, a set of instructions should be there, so that the input can be converted to output. And now what is a program? Understand here, a program is a set of instructions that govern the processing, In other words, a program forms the base of processing. Means only with the help of a program we can do processing. Okay, in this chapter we shall be learning about all basic elements that a Python program can contain. Python character sets. Character set is a valid characters that a language can recognize. Character sets means a set of symbols or characters which is used in a language. Say for example, in English language we use A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up to Z. Okay, this is the character set of English language. Using these character sets, words, sentences are generated. Okay, in same way Python language is having these such character sets. A character represents any letter, digit, or symbols, any other symbol. Python supports Unicode encoding standard. Unicode encoding standard. There are so many encoding system: ASCII coding system, Unicode encoding system, SCII. So many types of encoding system we have learned in the previous chapters. Now Python supports Unicode encoding system, as Unicode encoding systems contains the world's popular languages, which includes English, Hindi, and other languages also. That means Python has the following character sets. Now to write programs we have the following character sets. First, letters should be there. A to capital A to Z and small a to Z, both are separate. Okay, capital A and small a are different in Python language. Digits 0 to 9, special symbols, these are the special symbols which is needed, which can be used in Python languages. White spaces means blank space. by pressing spacebar we present blank space. Tabs are there, carriage return, new line, form feed. So many types of spaces are there, and some other characters. All the other characters the Python supports, all ASCII characters and Unicode characters, can be part of literals, not the part of programming statements, not the part of programming instruction, but literals. Literals means just the message or the text. If we want to display or want to show that text, may be from ASCII coding system or Unicode coding system. It means that we can represent text in Hindi also, or English also, or any other language, Bodo, Assamese, Bengali. Okay, so many languages can be incorporated to display messages. Okay, these are the Python character sets. Next is token. Tokens can be considered just like words of an English sentence. In the same way, tokens are the individual words of Python language. In a passage of text, individual words and punctuation marks are called tokens, or lexical units or lexical elements. Individual words, punctuation marks, okay, are called tokens. It is also known as lexical units or lexical elements. The smallest individual unit in a program is also known as token, okay, or lexical unit. See the example here. Okay, see the example. If the Python program example is there, this is the Python program. Here a sample program, name equals to Anya, age equals to 15, like this it is written. See, all are this program is made up of so many tokens. See, some tokens are known as keywords, some are known as literals, some are known as punctuator characters. Okay, individual lexical units or tokens together make components of a program, such as statements, expressions, etc. In above program you can see these tokens: literals, keywords, and punctuators. Okay, these are the literals. Literal within double quotation mark, a string is given. This is known as literal. This is the number. Okay, this is also the number. These are the names, variable names. Okay, and this is the command, keyword. Okay, and these are the statements or messages like this. Punctuator, comma, quotation mark are known as punctuators. We will know all these things in coming slides. Okay, coming pages. Now, types of tokens in Python. There are a total of 5 types of tokens. First is keyword, second one is identifier or names, literals, then operators, and punctuators. Okay, understand. In a nutshell, you can understand like this. Keywords are the reserved words which are having some special meaning in Python languages. Those are special words. Okay, identifiers or names. During writing programs we have to give different names for different parts of the program. Okay, those names are known as identifiers in Python language. Literals are the just text messages or the numbers which can be given for processing, is known as literals. Operators to do some computation work. Suppose we want to add two numbers, the plus symbol is to be given to add two numbers. This plus is known as operators. Then punctuators are the separators, just separators, comma, semicolon. These things are comes in detail. Learn these things in detail. Keywords, the definition is keywords are the words that convey a special meaning, to the language compiler or interpreter. Means for Python language, some words are reserved and those words are having special meaning. Okay, these are the reserved words for a special purpose and must not be used as normal identifier names. Means these reserved words cannot be given names to different parts of the program, just like literals. Okay, Python programming language contains the following keywords. These are the complete list of keywords available in a latest Python programming language. Okay, these are the words. You just remember all those words because it will be going to ask in exam. And one thing must be noted here, that some keywords are having first letter capital, and the rest of the keywords are written in only in small letters. So the capital letters are the false, F must be capital, then none, the letter first letter N must be capital, and the true. These three keywords are written as first letter as capital letters, and rest all the keywords must be written in small letters only, including the first letter is also in a small letter, okay, except for these three letters, these three keywords. Okay, now literals, identifiers. Identifiers means names. Identifiers are fundamental building blocks of a program and are used as a general terms for names given to the different parts of a program. Okay, during programming we have to give some names to different parts of the program, different words of the program, different messages with different numbers. We have to give some names. Those names is given for variables, objects, classes, functions, list, dictionaries. Okay, so some valid identifiers are, these are the valid identifiers. See, my file, date, these things we can give as a identifier. Okay, now why these are valid and why we cannot give some other types of identifiers? Because identifiers naming rules are there, some rules are there which we are going to learn. See, the rules for forming an identifier. An identifier is an arbitrary long sequence of letters and digits. Okay, it can contain so many letters or digits, long letters or digits. There is no restriction of length of the sequence, but we must use a considerable length of the string. Okay, the first letter, the first character must be a letter. It should be a letter and or the underscore letter. Okay, the first character should be a letter or an underscore, and no other characters can be used as the first letter. Python is a case sensitive as it treats upper and lower case letters differently. We can give capital letters to the identifier names also and small letters also, but both are different. Small letters and capital letters are different. Suppose somewhere we have given a equals to 5, okay, and again we are giving a small a equals to 10. Then these are two different identifiers. The capital A is having 5 and small letter a is having 10. These are two different variables, considered as two different. So because it is case sensitive. Okay, the digits 0 to 9 can be part of identifier except for the first character. After first character we can include digits also, a1, a2, like this we can give. Identifiers are unlimited in length. All characters are significant. An identifier must not be a keyword of Python. Keyword, it cannot be a keyword, means whatever the list we have seen in the keyword, these are the list we already seen. Okay, these keywords cannot be used as identifier names. Okay, in exams it will be asked that a list may be given and you have to identify which can be identifier, which cannot be identifier. Okay, some keyword names may be there. An identifier cannot contain any special character except for underscore. Okay, no other characters, only letters we can use or digits we can use, and underscore characters we can use, and no other symbols. Say for example hash symbol, dollar symbol, dot symbol we cannot use as identifier names. Okay, it must be taken care. Next, literals and values. That third category, first keyword, next identifier, and then third one is literal. Literal means just constant values. Okay, the values, there's say for example any name, Raman, okay, any number 25, these are the literals, these are the values, constant values. okay, are data items that have a fixed value. Python allows several kinds of literals. What are the literals? String literals, numeric literals, boolean literals, special literal, that is none, okay, and literal collection. These 5 types of literals are there, and now we are going to one by one understand these things. A string literal. A string literal is a sequence of characters surrounded by quotes, single or double quote, or even sometimes we can use triple quotes. For example, within single quote you can see letter A. Within single quotation you can see the letter A. This is a string literal. Again here ABC, 3 letters is given here within single quotation mark. This is a string literal. Then double quotation, 3 letters is given here. This is also a string literal. And here we are using 3 quotation mark, single quotation mark, and within this ABC is given. This is also a string literal. Okay, some differences there in 3 quotation marks. We will learn these things in later. Okay, just these are the string literals. Are all string literals in Python. Some valid string literals. These are the valid string literals. Asta, Rizwan, hello world, Amiz. In Amiz we are giving double quotation mark, and within double quotation single quotation mark can be used. It is also possible. Here numbers can be given as a string also. Here some name is given, this type of number name is given, code word is given. These are the some valid literals. Okay, now escape sequences, some different special thing is there. This is escape sequences. Python allows you to have certain non-graphic characters. Non-graphic characters means there are certain keys in a keyboard, and when we press that key, the no symbols will be displayed. Say for example, when you press enter key, the no symbols will be displayed. Instead it will move cursor to the next line. Okay, in the same way, tab button is there. Okay, so many buttons are there. Shift button is there. So many buttons, different buttons are there. Keys are there, and when we press those keys, there are no letters, no symbols will be displayed. Only certain action is performed. Okay, there is a system in Python language that these characters, these symbols, or these keys, non-graphic characters can be displayed using, can be applied using escape sequences. Okay, in string values, like string values. Non-graphic characters are those characters that cannot be typed directly from the keyboard. For example, backspace, tabs, carriage return means enter key, etc. These non-graphic characters can be represented by using escape sequences. An escape sequence is represented by a backslash. Okay, this symbol we have to give backslash followed by one or more characters. An escape sequence represents a single character and hence consumes 1 byte in ASCII representation. It requires, it needed 1 byte only. 2 or more characters are there for escape sequences, but all the characters, single escape sequences requires 1 byte of memory only in ASCII representation. Escape sequences in Python. See, these are the list. This is the list which is available, which are the escape sequences available in Python. Okay, escape sequences are double backslash quotation mark. Now when we use double slash, only one slash will be displayed. If we use backslash quotation mark, then single quotation mark will be displayed. Like this, when we use backslash a bell symbol means a sound will come from the computer. Similarly, to represent backspace, we can use backslash b. Same, so many escape sequences, different escape sequences are given here, and one by one or later we will understand and we will use these escape sequences in our program. Okay. Now come to string types in Python. You must be knowing that we are learning literals, the third category of token, and within literals so many types, 5 types of literals are there in Python language. String literal and some other literals are also there. Now first type of literal we are learning, that is a string type, and within a string type escape sequences are there. Now string type in Python allows you to have two string types, single line string and multi-line string. Single line strings, basic strings, these are the basic strings which we already learned. The strings that you create by enclosing text in single quotes or double quotes are normally single line strings, that is they must terminate in one line. For example, name equals to Jacob, city equals to Bangalore, within single quotation mark or within double quotation mark we can use. These are the basic strings. Okay, now multi-line string, there is another category of strings which is available in Python language, that is multi-line string. Sometimes you need to store some text spread across multiple lines as one single string. For that Python offers multi-line strings. Multi-line string can be created in two ways. First is by adding a backslash at the end of normal single double quotation mark string. By adding backslash symbol. Say for example, see the example you can see here. Okay, text 1 equals to hello backslash world. Okay, this string is using two lines. Okay, in first line hello world is there, in the second line the word world is there, and backslash symbol is given here so that we can use multi-line for displaying or for making multi-line strings. Okay, now another method, this is the first method by adding backslash at the end, this is the backslash, and the other method that is by typing the text in triple quotation mark. What we have told you earlier, that triple quotation mark is a special type of a string. This we are having, that triple quotation mark is a multi-line string, okay, especially made for multi-line string. No backslash is needed at the end of the line. For example, see example here. Okay, string str1 equals to triple quotation mark is given here. Either single quotation mark can be given at the starting of the string and at the end of the string, or we can use 3 double quotation mark at the starting or at the end of the string. Okay, 3 single quotation mark we are using, and the whole text is divided in 4 lines. Hello world, there I come, cheers. Okay, and this is the 3 different lines using multi-line. This is the known as multi-line string. There are 2 methods. Now size of a string, how we can measure the size of a string? As we know that each character needed 1 byte of memory in a string, each character, okay, 1 byte. Suppose here, for example, here the letter the quotation mark here given ABC, this will need size 3 bytes, because 3 characters are there and each characters requires 1 byte of memory, so 3 bytes it will needed. The size is 3 byte it will needed. Now Python determines the size of a string as the count of characters in the string. For example, size of a string ABC is 3. Okay, hello, the word hello contains 5 letters, so its size is 5. But if your string literal has an escape sequences, suppose some escape sequences we are using within the string, then make sure to count the escape sequences as 1 character only. For escape sequences, only 1 character we will be counting here. For example, see examples here. Using example, we can understand that double backslash is given within quotation mark, so it will be counted as 1, size will be 1. Okay, again here backslash AB, backslash A is a escape sequences that which gives a bell sound from the computer, so the backslash and A will need 1 byte, and the letter B is needed 1 byte, so 2 bytes is needed, 2 sizes here. And here again backslash quotation mark is the given here, so total in place of 12 size there is only 11 size. M is here quotation, single quotation mark is given, so it will be ignored, and then 4 size will be counted. Okay, 4 size will be counted. Okay, see use if we want to know other different types of strings containing skip sequences or other sub symbols, then we can use the function length to get the size of the length of the string. Okay. Now numeric literals. This is the second type of literal. First is string literal, second one is numeric literal. Numeric literals in Python can belong to any of the following three numerical types. What are those? Integer, float and complex. Integer type numbers are those numbers which are positive or negative whole numbers. Whole numbers means complete numbers, as a 45 minus 30. These are the integer numbers. Float numbers are the numbers which are having decimal points. Say for example 45.36 minus 85.39. These are the floating point numbers, the numbers which are having decimal point. Next, complex number. Complex number is having two part, okay, and is written like this: a plus bj. A plus bj. A and b are the numbers and j is the symbol which tells the computer that it is a complex number. So j must be included in a complex number. Okay, and the value for j is -1. So complex number is written like this: a plus bj. See, integer literals. Integer literals are whole numbers. Now one by one we are learning here. Integer literals. Integer literals are whole numbers without any fractional part. Python allows three types of integer literals. Now again, integer literals are of three types. First is known as decimal integer literal, then octal integer literal and hexadecimal integer literal. An integer literal consisting of a sequence of digits is taken to be decimal integer literal unless it begins with 0 digit. Okay. For example, these are the examples of decimal integer literal. Okay, and this decimal integer literal contains all digits from 0 to 9. And it must not begin with 0 digit. Now octal integer literal, a sequence of digits starting with 0 and O, digit 0 followed by letter O. For digit 0 followed by letter O, then this number will be considered as octal integer number. For example, 0010, okay, it is equivalent to 8 in decimal. 0014 equivalent to 12 in decimal. And then third one is hexadecimal integer number, a sequence of digits preceded by 0x or 0 capital X is taken to be used as hexadecimal integer. Say for example 0xc. C is equivalent to 12. Okay, in decimal it will be equal to 12. 0xc, if we written 0xc, it is written in hexadecimal integer number and it is equivalent to 12 in decimal. These are the integer literals. Now floating point literals. This is third category of literals. First is string, second is numerical, and within numerical there is again three types of literals are there: integer literal, then floating point literal and complex literal. Now floating point literal is displaying here. Floating point literals are also called real literals, are numbers having fractional part. It must contain fractional part. These may be written in one of the two forms called fractional form or the exponent form. Okay, in two forms we can represent this floating point number. First is known as fractional form. A real literal in fractional form consists of signed or unsigned digits, including a decimal point between digits. Okay, it means that if we want to represent a floating point number in a fractional form, then we must use a decimal point in between the numbers. Say for example 2.0, 17.5, 13.0, minus 0.00625, 0.3, 7 point. These are also fractional form floating point literals. Okay, then we can also represent the same number, the floating point number, in exponent form also. Here the real this floating point number is written in exponent form. Which form? Exponent form, and it contains two parts. There are two parts, mantissa and exponent. What are those parts? Mantissa and exponent. For example, 5.8 can be written 5.8. This number is in fractional form. Okay, this number is in fractional form. Now this number can also be represented as exponent form like this. Okay, see, this 5.8 is written like this: 0.58 into 10 to the power 1. 10 to the power 1. But to write in Python language, this number can be represented like this. But to write this number in Python language, we have to write like this: 0.58 E01. E later we have to add in between. Then this number is said to be that it is in exponent form. E for exponent. E represent exponent form. Okay, so wherever this type of number is written, don't bother. Just it is a fractional form of the same number, same floating point number. Where 0.58 is the mantissa part and 01 is the exponent form, and both part of the number is separated by the letter E. Now Boolean literals. Boolean literals is simple. A Boolean literal is used to represent one of the two Boolean values, that is true or false. Okay, Boolean values are having two values, true or false. A Boolean literal can either have values true or false. Okay, now a special literal, none. Python has one special literal which is called none. N-O-N-E, capital N-O-N-E, none. Now understood here, true must be written, the capital T should be there, and in false, capital F should be there. If we write in a small letter, then it would not be treated as Boolean literal. In none also, the first letter must be capital letter N. N-O-N-E. It is a special literal which said that absence of value, there is no value. None means there is no value. It is also used to indicate the end of list in Python. Okay, when we learn list, then we will understand that none value is also used to indicate the end of the list. Note here, true and false are the only two Boolean literals in the Python. None literal represents absence of a value, and Boolean literals true, false, and special literal none are built-in constants or literal in Python. Means these are the reserved words, these are the keywords which we already learned in the keywords section. Now operators. This is the token, fourth one token, I think. First one we have learned keywords, then second literals, then second identifiers, then third literals, and then fourth number is operators. Operators are tokens. Operators are tokens that trigger some computation when applied to variables and other objects in an expression. When we use operators with expression, then the computation work is to be done. Say for example, if we write 2 plus 3, there are two values, two literals are there, 2 and 3, and we have used this plus symbol. This is known as operator, and when this operator applied with two values, then it will do some computation, means it will display you the value 5. Okay, variables and objects to which the computation applied are called operands. Now here 2 and 3 are known as operands. What? It is known as operands. And the plus is known as operator. We already know operands and operators. So an operator requires some operands to work upon. So depending on the operands, operators are classified under two categories. First is known as unary operator and second one is known as binary operator. Now unary operator, those operators that require one operand to operate upon, only one operand is needed for an operator, is known as unary operator. Okay, for example, these are the unary operators. Unary plus, if we put plus symbol before a number, that number will become positive, and if we put the symbol minus in front of a number, that number will become negative number. And so there is bitwise complement. This symbol is used for bitwise complement. This is also an unary operator. And then logical operator not, not is a unary operator. You must know there are 4 unary operators in Python language, and those are plus, minus, bitwise complement, and logical negation, that is not. Binary operators. Those operators that requires 2 operands to operate upon. Following are some binary operators. First is arithmetic operators. All the arithmetic operators, addition, and the plus, minus, multiply, divide, and then percent symbol, and then this exponent symbol, and then floor division or symbol. These are all symbols. These are known as arithmetic operators. Okay. Plus, minus, multiply, slash, percent for remainder or modulus, and then double multiplication symbol is used for exponent, means power. Suppose 2 to the power 5 we have to obtain, then we have to write 2 double star then 5. And floor division means integer division. If you want to divide, suppose 3 is divided by 2, okay, then the value will become, if we use a single slash, then it will give you 1.5, and if we use a double slash, then it will give you 1. The point value will be ignored, means the value will be converted to integer. Now next, bitwise operators. AND operator is there, exclusive OR and exclusive OR. Piping symbol is this. This is the caret symbol, this is the ampersand symbol. These are bitwise operators. Shift operator, double less than, double greater than. Then identity operator, is and is not. Now some of you may get confused that bitwise, or what are the uses of bitwise operator and shift operators. I want to say you that these we are not going to use these operators in the whole class 11th and class 12. So don't bother about those things. Identity operators, is and is not. Relationship operator, that is less than, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, double equals to, not equals to. These are the relational operators. Logical operators and or assignment operators, equals to, slash equals to, plus equals to. These are the assignment operators. These assignment operators are used with the arithmetic operators. Okay. Now membership operator, in or not in. These are the membership operator, in and not in. Okay. Now punctuator. This is the last token of Python language. This is known as punctuators. Punctuators are nothing but these are the symbols that are used in programming languages to organize sentence structure. Organize sentence structure and indicate the rhythm and emphasis of expressions, statements, and program structure. In one word, we can say that these are just the separators. 2 different values can be separated with the help of punctuators, and those some punctuators are this: single quotation, double quotation, hash, backslash, brackets, okay, small, capital, bigger, then at the rate, small, comma, colon. These are the punctuators of Python programming languages, which are used to separate 2 things differently. Now we have come to the end of this chapter or the topic, and so we have given you some exercises which you have to do. Simple exercises are these: what is meant by token, name the tokens available in Python. There are 5 tokens. They are keyword, identifier, literal, operators, and punctuators. What are the keywords? Can keywords be used as identifier? These simple questions you have to give answers. Okay, and thank you.